What's up? I'm DBFig, and this is Mouse PI. Man, I like the entire look of the entire game. This game looks amazing. I like Cuphead. Cuphead was amazing. I like the little swing drum solo, PI Pepper. Prepare for a big interactive spectacle like no other. The Ballyhoo train station is arriving on schedule. Oh, you can interact with the world. Guys are flying by their tails. Gave that guy some flowers? Okay, just gave him some flowers. Huh. You get a whip? Take a picture of somebody? Mouse PI for hire. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And of course, wishlist on Steam. I'll have the link to the Steam page if you want to check it out in the description. By the way, if you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. I will really appreciate it. But let's actually go a little bit step by step and see what this the trailer is all about, because this was a pretty short trailer. So what I enjoyed about this, of course, is the art style, but first things first. I appreciate that right off the bat, they were like, hey, yeah, it's gonna have the cartoon style, but this is not gonna be like some nicey nice game. You're gonna have the crazy cartoon violence, but I like it how it was over the top violence, but at the same time not, because of the styling and the way they did it. I appreciate it. And I also like how this guy in the back kind of had a reaction when this happened. He was like, oh man, that's bad news. So we got a couple guys here, another mouse flying. They're flying up by their tails. So big guy. He kind of reminds me of that the Disney character. What's his name? Pete. I'm pretty sure that's probably what he's designed by. Obviously, this is a takeoff of like the Steamboat Willie world. But I also appreciate they didn't just go full Steamboat Willie. But I wouldn't doubt that the final bad guy is like a mouse, like some other type of mouse, like a Mickey looking type of mouse, just to have, or at least have some reference to it somewhere. I like the movements, the animation. If you look at the left-hand side, you always see an exploding barrel. This guy's got a giant Gatling gun. The Croc's got a giant Gatling gun. Yes, Ballyhoo like no other. So the action is pretty fast. I don't know about you guys, but the UI kind of, and I don't know why it's giving me this kind of feeling. It almost has like a movement style, like I'm playing something like BioShock. And of course, I'm talking about the powers. I'm just talking about like how the first person camera movement is and some of the UI. It kind of gives me some of that. Maybe they were inspired by that a little bit, on top of putting their own unique art style into the game. So of course you have a lot of headshots. That seems like to be the big thing. I also like how you could interact with the world, shoot down chandeliers. There's probably gonna be a lot more opportunities to do things like that. Hopefully they're not like specific things. Hopefully they're just options you have as you go through the fights. I also appreciate that how the world is. Even though everything is black and white, you could see like the color popping. You could tell like where everything is, which is actually pretty tough to do. You just don't put like a black and white filter on things because certain things won't pop out, especially for the player. So you can identify what you need to look at, what's important, what's not important, what you need to be wary of, you know, things of that nature. So it's very tricky to do, and it seems like they got it pretty well. There he is. I knew there was something up because they just showed him handing flowers to this guy. That's a grenade. That's a grenade power. So instead of just shooting, you just give this and all of a sudden your character just pulls out a bouquet of flowers and just hands it to the mouse full of dynamite, which is hilarious. That fits in the cartoon world, cartoon logic 100%. You know, how many of the old like, you know, Looney Tunes have you ever seen that Bugs Bunny or something just pulls out some candy and a bouquet, and all of a sudden the bad guy is enamored and we're like, oh my god, you remembered our anniversary, or just something really dumb, and you know, it blows up in their face. So yeah, I appreciate that joke, and I like how that this is probably a grenade in all essence. The reload animation is slick. I also like how, there's the Steamboat Willie. I like how the whole thing moves and shapes with the gun. At first when I saw this, I thought maybe he had a whip, but I'm pretty sure that's because he's a mouse. I'm pretty sure that's his tail. So he was whipping his tail to grab on hooks, which is pretty cool. I also noticed that there was a sprint meter and a breath meter. So your guy can't just run forever or be underwater forever, which is standard video game fare. In this last part here, you're taking a picture. So I don't know if this is after you beat the guy, because this looks like the person that you probably fought with the Gatling gun in the Gatling gun room. If it is, this might be either before the fight, but I'm thinking this is after the fight. That after the fight, you have to take a picture to end the whole round. And quote unquote, you did your PI work. You took a picture, you found the gangster or whatever, and then you probably move on to the next level. But overall, guys, I think Mouse PI for Hire, because it was just called Mouse prior. So now it's Mouse PI for Hire. It's pretty cool. If you want to wishlist this on Steam, in the description of this video will be the link to that game. I always try to put the link of the game in the bottom every trailer that I cover. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. Thank you for being awesome.